my dad was a wonderful actor. He was a really interesting actor. Never really made it, but actors knew who he was and just loved his work. And he was in everything for a long time. That guy.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he's in this. Oh, he's in The Prestige. Oh, he's in Needful Things. Oh, he's in all these movies and all these games. And this voice like this.
Yeah.
Morgan Sheppard here. And we weren't very close when I was a kid. And then we became very, very close when he moved over here to do Max Headroom. And we sort of fixed whatever problems that we have by working together, acting together, directing together, doing all this crazy stuff we did over the years. And so any successful moment, any happy moment, any sad moment, I'm used to picking up the phone. He either lived downstairs from me, across the road from me, or down the road from me for the last 25 years.
So it's hard.
We lived on Laurel Canyon together, moved
Right.
him, but I'm used to picking up the phone and saying, "Oh, so blah 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 blah," and I don't have that.
Do you still think about it? Like I pick
Always.
up a phone all the time?
But my dad was in serious distress by the time that he passed, and his passing was such a relief. I could feel it was such a relief
For him.
He was done at 86, I think. That I wouldn't have wished him an extra day. I wouldn't have wished him an extra minute. The selfish side of it, of course, I want him around forever.
Of course.
But to be a person who studied history and had stories and pulled people together, and which people just loved him. To not have that in the last 5-6 months of his life, very, very quickly he descended into he just didn't get enough oxygen and blood to his brain. He had some issues and problems, and they all got worse. And instead of being able to have open heart surgery, he ended up passing before that was possible.
And this was like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago?
2 years ago, I think. Yeah, 2 and a bit years ago. It escapes me. It feels like yesterday, and sometimes it feels like 10 years ago. But it's not tragic. There's nothing tragic about it. And when I think of my dad, I think of really positive things. I think of fun things. I think of things he said. I just worked with Timothy Dalton for the last couple of years.
Oh, nice.
I remember seeing Tim Dalton. There's a great picture of my dad and Tim Dalton, if you look it up, doing the Romans at the Mermaid in England, which I saw as a kid. And my dad was playing Caesar. It was just like, but I know him from then, and I end up working with him later. And every time I see John Rhys Davies, it's like, please remind your father he is far, far older than I. Would be what he would always say. But he was connected to so many people, but never as a big star. He was just somebody that people liked and did. I mean, he did Gettysburg. He narrated
Jesus.
Gettysburg. He's the first voice in Gettysburg. So it's just a lot of fun.
Those are big shoes to fill, right?
That was the whole thing.
Did you feel like that
No,
when you were growing up? You didn't feel like that?
Absolutely not. I refused to be an actor for that reason. But I don't act like him. We've taught together. I mean, I'm more of a Chekhov trained actor. And he was in Peter Brook's Royal Shakespeare Company, so he did Marisol on Broadway. He did all the great stuff that ever existed. He worked with Uta Hagen. He taught at the Actors Studio in New York. He did all this stuff. So he's part of that era of theater. But his transition into film was a tough thing for him because he always wanted to be an American. And so when he finally got over here to do Max Headroom, he did Max Headroom here, and then he did Gunsmoke. He did the last
Max Headroom, the voice?
No, he was Blank Reg in Max Headroom. The
Really?
punk guy with the 6-wheel bus, the pirate radio station.
Yeah.
So he came over to do that. I think he signed a Gersh, and then he was in the last Gunsmoke movie. He's in so many things that are just fun, and he reinvented himself again and again. And what it was is, I started acting because I did this play, and then it got big and stuff happened. And I remember the front page of the calendar said, "I'm not an actor, I'm a musician. My dad's an actor." And I just got like Drama Critic Circle Award or something stupid. So it was like, it was just one of those things where I didn't want the path he had because I didn't like watching the negatives of what our job is. When you see people that don't love it.